There are few creatures in mythology more misunderstood than Siren. When most people hear the word, they imagine a beautiful woman singing sailors to their doom. A temptress, a manipulator, a warning. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the siren was never dangerous because of what she was doing, but because of what others projected onto her? In ancient Greek mythology, sirens were creatures whose songs were said to lure sailors from their ships. Depending on the version of the story, they were part bird, part woman. Later depictions transformed them into the mermaid like beings many people recognize today. Their voices were irresistible, their songs impossible to ignore, and countless sailors were said to lose themselves while trying to reach them. For centuries, the siren became a symbol of temptation, a warning against desire, a warning against distraction, a warning against being led astray. But there is something interesting about that interpretation. The siren doesn't force anyone to jump. She doesn't steer the ship. She doesn't take control of the wheel. She simply sings. And somehow the responsibility for the choices of others became her burden to carry. That feels surprisingly familiar. Throughout history, women have often been blamed for reactions they inspire. Too loud, too beautiful, too ambitious, too confident, too emotional, too much. The message is often the same. Make yourself smaller. Be quieter. Be less noticeable. Be easier to ignore. Because if people become distracted by your presence, somehow that's your fault. And maybe that's why the siren still resonates today. Because many people know what it's like to be misunderstood, to have their intentions rewritten by others, to have assumptions placed upon them before they've spoken a single word. The siren's voice is powerful, but perhaps her real power isn't seduction. Perhaps it's authenticity. She sings because singing is what she was made to do. She doesn't ask permission. She doesn't apologize. She doesn't make herself smaller so others can remain comfortable. And that can be unsettling, because a person who knows their own voice becomes very difficult to control. The siren reminds us that our voices are not dangerous simply because they are heard. Our opinions are not wrong simply because they are unpopular. Our truth is not something that needs to be hidden because it makes someone uncomfortable. How many times have you swallowed your words to keep the peace? How many times have you softened your truth to avoid criticism? How many times have you convinced yourself that silence was safer? Maybe the siren's lesson isn't about temptation at all. Maybe it's about expression. Maybe it's about refusing to disappear. Maybe it's about trusting your own voice enough to let it be heard. Not everyone will understand your song. Not everyone is supposed to. And perhaps that was never the goal. The siren doesn't sing so everyone will approve. She sings because her voice deserves to exist. And maybe yours does too. So the next time you find yourself shrinking, softening, or silencing parts of yourself to make others comfortable, remember the siren. Not as a monster, not as a warning, but as a reminder. Your voice is not a curse. Your truth is not a burden. And the people meant to hear your song will never ask you to stop singing.